Before we get started, let's check out the links in my description. We all want nice things. We want the car, we want a house, we want a high limit credit card. But if you don't have at least a 680 credit score, you're not even in the game. So click this link here to know where you stand and get your free credit scores from all three bureaus. That will be Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And also get your reports. If you would like to be free and become financially independent through entrepreneurship, click this link here to be free. If you'd like to get cash back, which is a discount during shopping, please click this link here to see my favorite cashback sites. And if you enjoy the music you hear in the background, please click the link here and subscribe to It's Oasis. Hello everyone, welcome back to Community Wealth. I gotta admit, it seems like there's no shortage of stories on this PPP EIDL fraud stuff. I can always find them, and I'm putting them out there so you guys know that it's been happening. It's not a whole lot, but it's a lot, if that makes sense. It's a small percentage, but a small percentage is being exposed. And hopefully for you guys that actually committed this type of fraud, you guys seeing what's happening and you do what you can to rectify the situation. For your other people, you don't have to worry about none of this. You have to worry about the fact that you didn't get a loan, you didn't get a grant. Go ahead and get your credit profile together, because that's the only way you're going to succeed, is getting your credit profile together. You can be qualified for anything: rent, mortgage, cars, credit cards in 60 seconds of $5,000 upwards to $25,000 with your financial institution and other banks. So in order to get that done, just click the credit monitoring link in the description below. That way you can get your scores from all three of the bureaus: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, along with your reports, so you know where you're at. Okay, so do that, and that way you can get your three scores from all bureaus: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, along with your reports, so you know what's on your credit report. And then once you get that and you see what your negatives are, you click on the do-it-yourself credit repair playlist, and that way you can see how to dispute the negatives off your credit report. And while you're doing that, go ahead and click the Wealth Dasher link to use your own personal vehicle to make $500 to $1,000 plus per week. And if you don't want to use your vehicle, or if you don't have a vehicle, in conjunction with the Wealth Dasher link, click the Wealth Hire Car link so you can use their car to dash around town to make $500 to $1,000 plus per week. If you want to know how I got 5 properties for $5,500, click the Be Free link in the description below. Okay? Now let's get to this article. Eden Prairie family's assets seized as government suspects $504,000 in PPP loan fraud. $504,000. They was getting it over there. An Eden Prairie family is suspected of stealing $504,000 from the U.S. government by obtaining fraudulent business loans through the Paycheck protection program. I hope none of you guys did this. This is just ridiculous. Harold B. Kading, his wife Zoraida Franco, and their adult son Ben Kading are named in a civil forfeiture filed this week in U.S. District Court in Minnesota. The government already has seized an SUV and some $223,000 from 10 bank accounts, which prosecutors say are connected to wire fraud. No related criminal charges appeared in a search Thursday of the federal court's record system. According to the civil filing, the three applied for at least 7 PPP loans starting in April 2020, soon after the coronavirus business relief program became law. Ben Kading received the $47,000 after claiming he owned Harbor Holdings Corporation, which purportedly had 4 employees, but IRS and state records show the company had no record of paying taxes or wages to any employee last year, and the quarterly tax return he included in his application never was filed with the IRS. It's a lot of that going on, man. People creating these businesses. And even if they have a business, they're saying they have employees, which they don't. And it's just, I mean, of course, you did this last year, okay? A lot of this is from last year. But you didn't even get a good year. Maybe you got a good year, you know, you're living off the $504,000. But I mean, it's so easy to do it the legit way. I guess it's easier to do it the fraudulent way. All you gotta do is buy time. I didn't do any of this stuff last year. I had an opportunity, but I didn't because I knew it was going to catch up with me, and I know my heart, and my heart says, no, you can't do that, dude. You can't. But what if it goes badly? Then what? Is it really worth my freedom and my name, my profile, for a few $1,000s? Not saying $500,000 is a little bit of money. That's quite a bit of money. Don't get me wrong. But how long did you live off of it? A year? Now everything is gone pretty much. You got to pay restitution. You got to do jail time. You have nothing. That's just craziness. So I don't see it. I don't see it. So I waited till I was able to apply the correct way, which was this year. All right. And I took advantage of the other things that they offered last year that I could qualify for. So I did it the right way. And when I was able to apply for the PPP, then it came at the right time because I was able to do it legally, the legit way. Just like with the EIDL grants. I could have easily did some nonsense last year and say I had 10 employees and all that good stuff. But what good is it going to do? A year later, I'm able to get all of the money and then some. So I actually came out ahead because I did it the legit way. All right. On May 13th, Franco applied for and later received $215,000 on behalf of Harbor Court, again using fraudulent tax documentation the filing alleges. And on May 21, Franco applied for a $242,000 loan on behalf of AutoPay Inc., submitting tax and bank records prosecutors say were fraudulent. The 3 loans were approved by Royal Credit Union, Sunrise Bank, and Blue Vine Capital, respectively. The filing states that Benjamin, Katie, and Franco each applied for at least 2 additional PPP loans, which either were denied or were initially funded but later recalled because the bank suspected fraud. I mean, that's the way to do it, though. I mean, the banks, it seems like the banks the ones that's catching it. These fintech companies, the ones that just straight doing it online, like Blue Vine and Cabbage, they're not really catching it like that. It's the banks that's catching it. Okay? Which is all fine because you're all going to get caught up in later on. You're all going to get caught up later on anyway. So it doesn't really matter who catches it and when, because now, a year later, everything is gone. You're caught up. You lost everything. Jail time, restitution, all that good stuff. I mean, is it really worth it? All right, just don't do it. Going forward, don't do it. If you haven't done it, don't even think about doing it. You see all these people getting caught up. In a brief phone conversation Thursday, Franco denied stealing any money and declined to answer questions about receiving PPP loans. Being Katie cannot be reached. I mean, that's the way to go. Just keep your mouth shut, right? In March 2020, just before his son filed the first PPP loan application, Harold Kading sued the IRS in search of an $8,465 refund for overpaying his 2013 taxes. According to his complaint, Kading didn't file his 2013 return until 2017. He was suing because the IRS had denied his refund because the 3-year statute of limitations had expired. Kading voluntarily dismissed the lawsuit in July. Court records don't indicate whether he ever received the refund. That's why they got you, homie. They were serious about getting you because you tried to sue them. Not only did you try to sue them, then you go and fraud them. Dude, you asking for it. They were looking for you, homie. As soon as they saw that, they said, oh, let's get that dude right there. Let's get him. Trump tried to sue us over some tax money. I mean, you can call them and work that out. You don't have to sue them, you know what I mean? You can call them and work that out. But they're going to get you anyway. Whether you try to sue them or try to get at them, they're going to get you when you fraud them. I mean, granted, you may say, well, the government get us in taxes all the time. That's not even right. But again, we live here. You follow the rules. When you follow the rules, there are ways you can, not bend them, but you can play by the rules and still win. The wealthy do it all the time. Just get to that status, not necessarily millionaire status, but you can get to the wealthy status where you can take advantage of some of these tax loopholes. You could be a six-figure person and take advantage of tax loopholes. It's not hard to do. And it starts with having a business. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a video about business accounts. All right, I got this one bank, North One. We're gonna do a video about that. Check that out for small business accounts. But you don't have to do this. This is just ridiculous. Do you really want to risk your freedom in less than a year or a year tops to get a few $100,000 or a few thousand? They doing this for people that's doing it under 50,000. It's not just the six-figure people and the millionaires. They're doing this for people under 100,000, 50,000 less. I did a video about that. I think a lady, she got $60-something thousand, and they still got her. So it's not just the six-figure numbers. They're doing it for lower numbers. 20,000, 30,000. They're getting them. 15,000. They're coming after everybody who did it. So if you think you got it before right now, you didn't. As long as your paperwork lined up, again, my paperwork lined up. They checked all my stuff, 4506Ts, everything. I got the PPP and the EIDL. So I didn't get the EIDL loan, but I got the grants, both of them, and the PPP. I got both PPPs because my paperwork lined up. Everything is in the government's hands. They can see it. I file taxes every year. But again, there's another video about it, PPP crap. People out here getting this fraud, loan money, and all this other stuff and getting caught up. But again, you don't have to worry about none of that, whether you got the PPP money or not, EIDL or not. You can qualify for your financial institution's financial products by getting your credit profile together. And you can start by clicking the credit monitoring link in the description below, getting your 3 credit scores from the 3 bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. You're going to get your reports. You're going to look at that. You're going to see what's on there. All right. You need to dispute anything, you need derogatories, you can go through the do-it-yourself credit repair playlist. I have videos on how to dispute. Show you how to do it. I have letters and everything. While you're doing that, you can be using your vehicle by clicking the Wealth Dasher link in the description below. You get out here and make $500 to $1,000 plus per week by dashing around town. If you don't have a vehicle, if you wish not to use your vehicle, you can use the vehicle at Wealth Hire Car. You use theirs. So click the Wealth Dasher link and click the Wealth Hire Car link, and that way you can use their car to dash around town and still make $500 to $1,000 plus per week. If you want to know how I got 5 properties for $5,500, click the Be Free link in the description. And if you want to get cash back while you're shopping, while you're making your money, because I know you shop online, everybody does right now, you can click the cash back link in the description below and get upwards of more than $1,000 cash back. Like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to It's a Wasting. And until the next video, let's get this money.